Okay, so I found when it comes to some cheap LS swap stuff from China, some of it is decent, some of it's absolute garbage. So here's a couple things that I can tell you from what I've found already. So like this China throttle body here, that was a good buy. That was like 45 bucks. The fuel rails, the second time around, were a good buy. I think those were around 100, 110, something like that. Oh, by the way, here I got more information on the throttle body and fuel rails in an earlier video putting on the LS2 intake manifold. These headers for 77 bucks, those are great. These were like 60 bucks. They're absolute trash. I had a oil pump pickup that was trash. The first fuel rail was trash. But if you do a little bit of homework, you can get some decent stuff. I almost forgot this F-body oil pan is also eBay Chinesium, but it's also pretty good. Okay, I guess I should actually give a decent look at these eBay headers for like 77 bucks. I think they were nice thick flanges. They're welded all the way around the perimeter on the inside. The outside here just kind of tacks, but they fit pretty decent. Clears starter, clears these engine mounts. I'm not sure about stock engine mounts, but I kind of game planned these and bought them together as far as what would fit, and they're not too bad. The plug clearance isn't great, especially on the other side. I bought some 135 degree plug wires, and that should take care of it. I'll see how they look when they come in. You can see the other side here is even worse. This would not fit with the shield on it, and this one still hits. So it definitely needs those 135s in order to fit right. But and the gaskets that came with them are trash. They're the graphite style, so I'm getting the embossed ones. But it's a 2 1/4 pipe coming off of here, which is definitely on the small side, but being a 4.8, I ain't worried. And I'll get these mounts on here too. Okay, these are those plug wires that came in from China, and they are straight trash. One of them came in broken, and the rest of them, even when they click on, they're really wiggly. Like, that is a ton. These are all clicked on the plug already. I mean, that's freaking nuts. So these are going back to China. All right, here's a better look at these headers. This is the little adapter flange that comes with it. Looks halfway decent. These are the trash graphite gaskets. Comes with decent bolts for the collector. It also has nice little Allen head bolts for the cylinder head to bolt onto the cylinder head, but they're 3/8 thread, so that'd be great for small block Chevy, but don't work for an LS. So I had to go grab some 8mm stuff. And then I also studded it on the ends, make it a little easier for install using the factory gaskets, which didn't like yet. This flange here, you can see the bolt holes are kind of oversized, but it wasn't really an issue when it came to cranking everything down. They've got basically just tacks on this side, and then they're fully welded on the inside. I mean, they're not the prettiest welds in the world, but they're not bad either. Welds everywhere, pretty decent. And for the buck, like these are 77 bucks for the pair of them, and for that price, I don't think you can go wrong. Really, the plug clearance isn't great, like I said, so I need to do some 135 degree spark plug wires that aren't friggin' trash like those ceramic ones I got, but I think they'll work out all right. Now, this F body pan was 85 bucks, 98-02 Camaro. Lots of ground clearance and works fine. Okay, here's the eBay mounts that I bought. That's for a C1500, I think, an 88-98, and I'm definitely still gonna have to do some work on this end, but I like the way they were offset. and I like the way that the bushing was on the car side of the mount, not the engine side of the mount. You know, they clear the header just fine. My plan, I think, is to have them sitting something like this, probably in the car. I'm going to weld a plate on these to bolt onto a plate that I'm going to weld on the, you know, the frame rail of the Beretta. And that should make it pretty easy to take the engine in and out of this thing. Here's the other side here. Originally, I was figuring I would make my own mounts from scratch, but these weren't too bad price-wise. I want to say they're 70-ish bucks. I'm a dad now, and my time is worth way more than it used to be. So once you figure what the materials would cost and bushings and whatnot, it don't save you a whole lot of money to fab them completely by yourself. So this gives me a good head start. Like I said, I'm going to have to weld a plate on here that's going to bolt to the, you know, the frame rail of the Beretta. But this saves me a ton of time and didn't cost me a whole lot of extra money. I'll have enough fabric I got to do anyway to make that Beretta rear-wheel drive with an LS and all the other, you know, Ford rear end and all the other stuff that's not supposed to fit it. So I'm not too worried about accusations that I'm going to be one of those parts catalog builders like some people do. There's still plenty of work that I'm going to have to fab up for that. I had a couple issues with cheap stuff on eBay. Trying to do the return process and make the return process difficult enough that you get discouraged from doing it. I had a couple issues with an oil pump pickup and something else. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was the fuel rails that I got. The first set of fuel rails for this thing, these ended up being, you know, like grade B China. I had like some grade F China, I guess, the first time around. Had issues with the return on eBay on a couple things. The oil pump pickup was difficult too. So I started like these plug wires I bought on Amazon so the return would be easy. And now I see those actually came straight from China. I didn't do a very good job of looking at that when I was looking at the seller. And they didn't give me a shipping label to do those either. So I got to fight that and see what's going on. But there are some things to watch out for because there are good deals to be had doing China stuff for this LS swap, but there's also pitfalls and places you can get stuck.